Brain health has been very popular in the news lately, and this podcast is for you if you've ever had brain fog, cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, CTE, any of these issues. This is the podcast where we're going to jump into the latest research from Dr. Dale Bredesen, Dr. Daniel Amen, Dave Asprey of the Bulletproof Diet, so many other people, all the minds that are really out there paving the way, blazing a path for new research, new strategies that are actually working to get your brain optimized and working at its highest level. The Brain Builders podcast is just for you. So get a notebook, get a pen, and get ready to open up your mind and get back to the person that you were meant to be. Hello, and welcome to the Brain Builders podcast. I'm your host, Dr. John DeWitt, and today, finally, we're getting into the actual 2-week Headstrong program from Dave Asprey's book, Headstrong, the Bulletproof Plan to Activate Untapped Brain Energy to Work Smarter and Think Faster in just 2 weeks. We've done a lot of the prep work over the last several days, and now we're into the 2-week Headstrong program. By this point, you know how much control you have over your mitochondria, the little critters that power your brain, and that's got to feel pretty exciting. So many of the environmental, diet, and lifestyle factors that drive them, light exposure, breathing, temperature therapy, exercise, sleep habits, and of course, the foods you eat are completely up to you. You do thousands of things every day that affect the way your brain creates energy. Choosing to do even just a few of them better will lead to powerful change. But as Spider-Man's Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. And just as you can choose to do things that boost your mitochondria, you can choose to do things that slow down your energy production and make you tired, forgetful, unfocused, and moody. In fact, you're probably already doing some of those things without realizing it. Choosing to keep doing those things will prevent you from living up to your full potential as a human being and giving as much as you can to your community, your family, and our world. When you make the choice to ramp up your energy and stop doing things that slow you down, you can finally have all of the power it takes to be you. It feels amazing, physically, emotionally, and even spiritually, to know that you're making the most of your time on this planet and contributing as much as possible to the things you care about. And that is what you have to look forward to starting within the next 2 weeks. Throughout the 2-week Headstrong program, you're going to eat to fuel the mitochondria in your brain and begin simple habits that will have a profound effect on how you feel and perform every day. Once your brain reaches its full potential, it's up to you to decide what you'll do with all of that mental energy and power. I know you'll choose wisely. Eat to fuel your brain. Over the next 2 weeks, you're going to eat the healthiest, most brain-boosting foods on the planet. During this time, you can get yourself into a state where your body makes its own ketones, which will shift your mitochondria into high gear. Typically, it takes a very careful near-zero-carb diet and at least 4 days to get yourself to this state. But the recipes proposed here help you achieve ketosis with brain octane oil instead. As you read earlier or heard earlier in earlier episodes, brain octane oil is 5 to 6% of what you find in coconut oil distilled into a concentrated form to provide a more powerful energy source. If coconut oil is like a wheat beer, then brain octane oil is strong vodka or Everclear. It is a source of ketones from outside your body that keeps you from having to make them yourself. If you don't want to use brain octane oil, you can follow a standard high-fat, low-carb template. To do so, eliminate the carbohydrates and reduce the protein by 50% in the following recipes. To get the full effect, you want at least a few ketones in your blood most of the time. You can get keto strips to measure your urine, and they should be at least a very light pink. The minimum blood level you want every day is 0.5, and the blood is more accurate. And if you prick your finger on the side instead of like right on the fingertip, it doesn't hurt nearly as much. Anyone can get into ketosis for a little while by avoiding all carbs. Doing it for long periods of time is harder, which is why Dave developed brain octane oil. It amplifies ketosis even if carbohydrates are present, but all of the recipes in the Headstrong program use specific ingredients that raise your ketones higher than you can with normal food. And while you can't do that with just coconut oil, you should feel free to use coconut oil on top of the oil in these recipes as long as you like it. You can mix and match the recipes in this chapter to create daily menus that suit your lifestyle. Just pick one meal from each category, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and an optional dessert and snack. No need to count calories or fat grams or stress out about whether or not you're eating too much. Listen to your body. If you're still hungry, eat more. If you're full, stop eating. Remember that calories are actually used to measure energy. And if your body and your brain are going to run at full power, they're going to need plenty of calories. The high content of healthy fat in these recipes will fuel your brain and keep you satiated. A couple of things to keep in mind. First, if you are accustomed to eating a diet that is high in sugar or processed foods, you might go through a brief period of withdrawal as you drop those foods and start eating nutritious whole foods in their place. Don't panic if you feel tired for a couple of days when you start the program. That's just your body fighting to give up the substances it has grown addicted to. Rest assured that this will pass quickly and will be followed by a stronger, clearer mind and body. And happily, supplements that improve mitochondria usually help with this kind of tiredness in the meantime. It's also important to note that if you have been on a low-fat diet, it may take your body a little time to adjust to the increase in high-energy fats that comes with the Headstrong diet plan, particularly the potent brain octane oil. If you use its less powerful cousin, generic MCT oil, instead, you won't get as many ketones, and there's a pretty big chance you'll end up with what you might call disaster pants. This is something you'll want to avoid, so be careful with your quantities from the start. The amount of brain octane oil that is called for in these recipes is a general guideline for beginners. Dave actually uses a lot more at home. Start slowly, see how your body responds, and work your way up from there. Before starting the program, he recommends dedicating a shopping trip or two to source high-quality ingredients. A local farm or farmer's market is definitely your best bet for finding great produce and grass-fed animal products. If that is not an option for you, try your best to source organic, local produce. Always make an effort to find organic produce, even when it's not specified in the recipes, and grass-fed meat from grocery stores in your area. Dave actually likes buying a lot of his groceries online where it can be easier to find exactly what he's looking for. Remember, we're going to be going for local and organic so that your mitochondria will be exposed to fewer toxins. To help you get started, here's a shopping list for the next 2 weeks. Proteins. You want gelatin. Try bulletproof collagen for 2 times the protein. Pastured eggs, pastured bacon, don't skip on the quality, ground grass-fed lamb, ground grass-fed butter or pastured pork, pastured lamb leg or shoulder, ground bison or grass-fed beef, wild salmon fillets, wild Alaskan or sockeye salmon, cold smoked, wild sea scallops. So that's the proteins you need. Fats, brain octane oil, number 1. Grass-fed ghee. Bulletproof makes one that is 100% butter fat from grass-fed cows, and it actually tastes really, really good. Grass-fed butter, coconut milk, full-fat, BPA-free, and guar gum-free, coconut cream, olive oil, and avocados. All good fats. Herbs and spices. You need some sea salt, or preferably pink Himalayan salt. Xylitol from hardwood or stevia, vanilla extract, sage, fennel seeds, cayenne powder, which is great for circulation, oregano, rosemary, mint, cilantro, basil, fresh ginger, shallots, cumin, coriander, Thai basil, and turmeric. Turmeric has got amazing anti-inflammatory qualities, by the way. What veggies do you need? You need cauliflower, broccoli, both high in protein, even though you might not realize it, red bell peppers, leeks, asparagus, carrots, broccoli sprouts, iceberg lettuce, zucchini, cucumbers, romaine lettuce, celery, Thai chilies, lemongrass. Those are the vegetables. Now, fruits that you need. What kind of fruits? We need frozen blueberries, high-quality organic brands to reduce chance of mold, and the wild variety is higher in antioxidants. Shredded coconut, tomatoes, lemons, limes, blackberries, and raspberries. So you also are going to need some nuts, pistachios, almond butter, and pistachio butter. And here's some miscellaneous grocery items you need. Upgraded bulletproof coffee. Your mileage may vary with other high-quality coffee beans. Organic is not enough because even organic coffee beans may contain mold, but try for single estate washed coffee from high elevations in Central America to minimize the risk of mold. Upgraded collagen from grass-fed cows. Matcha green tea powder. White rice. Gluten-free, grain-free bread or crackers. He likes Mary's Gone crackers, even though they contain some gluten-free grain. Chocolate and cocoa powder. Bulletproof makes a lab-tested one. 85% dark chocolate, apple cider vinegar. All right, so that's the grocery list. You need to take the next couple of days to go find all those items. So for breakfast, I don't know how many we're going to get to cover today, but we're going to start with breakfast. Choose one of the following meals for breakfast each day on the Headstrong program. Liquid energy breakfast, bulletproof coffee with upgraded collagen. This serves one person. Who says a breakfast that gives you steady all-day energy and sharpens your thinking has to include solid food? This one will keep your motor and your gray matter purring till lunch. It raises your ketones so you can start enjoying 147 electrons per molecule instead of the measly 36 you were getting from your old smoothie breakfast. Ingredients: 1 to 2 cups upgraded bulletproof coffee, 1 to 2 tablespoons of unsalted grass-fed butter, 1 to 2 tablespoons of brain octane oil, 1 tablespoon or more of upgraded collagen protein, and stevia or xylitol if you'd like to sweeten things up. Brew the coffee using a metal filter such as a French press or a gold filter drip. Pour the coffee into a preheated blender. Preheat the blender by filling it with hot water for a few minutes and then dumping the water out. Add the butter, oil, and collagen protein. Blend until a layer of froth forms at the top, at least 20 seconds. Add the stevia to taste if using it. If you find yourself feeling tired or having sugar cravings a few hours later, the most likely culprit is mold in your coffee beans. Try bulletproof beans or use the guidelines mentioned to find the beans that are most likely to be mold-free. Brain Sunrise. This also serves one. This is a relatively fast and easy breakfast for any day of the week. You'll get ketones for your mitochondria from the brain octane oil and lots of healthy fats from the avocado, bacon, and eggs, or your cell membranes and myelin. These fats will keep you satiated and focused at least until lunch, and the eggs will help your body make the important neurotransmitter acetylcholine so you can sleep well at night and wake up refreshed for another beautiful brain sunrise tomorrow. Ingredients: 2 or 3 strips of pastured bacon, 1 or 2 eggs from pastured chickens, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a half an organic Hass avocado, 1 tablespoon of brain octane oil, Himalayan salt, and fresh herbs to taste. Preheat the oven to 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake the bacon in a roasting pan or a rimmed baking sheet for about 10 minutes, turning once. Conserve the delicious bacon fat. If you cook the bacon on the stovetop, low and slow is the way to go. No smoking, sizzling, damaged fat bacon. Poach the eggs in water that has been combined with the apple cider vinegar. Hint, swirl the water before cracking the eggs so the eggs stay in the center of the pan. Slice the avocado lengthwise into thin crescents. Arrange the crescents in an arc across the plate, and then place the bacon around the rim. Arrange the poached eggs at the base like the sun peeking up over the horizon. Mix 1 tablespoon of the conserved bacon fat with the oil. Drizzle this energy ambrosia over your brain sunrise. Save any leftover bacon fat and store in the fridge for use in future dishes. Garnish with some salt and fresh herbs, and serve with black coffee, green tea, or no sugar hot chocolate for the polyphenols. That's what Dave calls a good morning. And it's funny because we're going to stop there. We're going to go into some more breakfast options next time. But it's funny because my mom, when I was growing up, used to save bacon fat in a Folgers coffee can underneath the sink, because she always made a big deal about how you can't pour the bacon fat down the drain because it solidifies and clogs the drain. I don't know if she necessarily knew that was the, what did he call it? The ambrosia, the energy ambrosia that the bacon fat was, but it probably wasn't pastured bacon anyway. So that is your Brain Builders podcast for today. I'm your host, Dr. John DeWitt. Thank you so much for listening. Please feel free to follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/Dr. John DeWitt, DrJohnDewitt, to stay up to date on all my podcasts, all my websites, all my classes, online courses, things like that I am coming up with. I have one on natural vision correction coming up on March 31st, and a new Brain Builders presentation coming out on April 14th. I appreciate you, and make sure you do things that are right for your brain. Have a great day.